Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me DeAndre Torrey. He's a running back out of North Texas. How's your day, man?
It's pretty good. I mean, can't complain. Had a good workout. Ate some good food.
Gotcha. Well, again, nice to have you on. For people who may not know you and your story, tell me a little bit about maybe where you're from and how you got there to North Texas.
I'm from Moss Point, Mississippi. I went to high school about 10 minutes away from there in Goshen High School. Played varsity there my whole football high school career. And I got recruited to junior college out of high school, just under-recruited, being undersized and stuff like that. And North Texas found me. It's so crazy how they even came across me in junior college. I was playing this other junior college, like a rival junior college of ours, and the head coach, his son was the linebackers coach at North Texas, Coach Coons. And the head coach hit up Coach Coons like, "Hey man, we just played this running back and he's pretty good." Coach Coons slid my tape to Coach Choice, who is now the running backs coach at Texas. Shout out to Coach Choice, man. He did a lot for me. He got me here. I appreciate him. But when he sent him my tape, he just loved me, and he started recruiting me there, and I ended up in North Texas.
So what makes North Texas so special to you? I mean, that is it that community there, that campus, the classes? What really sold it for you?
I think it was everything. I think mostly what showed me was the coaching staff. Coach Latrell was still the head coach there and was the head coach when I was getting recruited. And just the coaching staff as a whole, I just loved the culture and the men that they were. And when I came on my visit, it was my first time ever getting on a plane, or first time ever coming to Texas. And when I got here, they just treated me like family. And I hadn't even committed or anything. I was just a recruit. And I just loved that atmosphere.
Nice. Well, obviously, like you had mentioned, I mean, again, a little under recruited, maybe likely due to your size, but, more often than not, some people just don't really give you maybe perhaps the credit that you deserve. I mean, you are a really good football player. I mean, even if you look back at this past season, I mean, you ran over 1,200 yards. I mean, you really added to that offense very well and often added your talents there on special teams as well. So there's a part of me that feels like that's where you're gonna maybe step into the door somewhere at the professional level, there at special teams, and then eventually work your way into the mix there, on offense. So, but I do want to get your take on it. I mean, what do you feel is the best thing that you have going for as a prospect?
I think the best thing I have going for me is my ability in the return game on both punt return and kick return, and also my ability to play pretty much like be a receiver in the backfield. I mean, you don't get a lot of running backs that can run a whole route tree catch the ball well out of the backfield. And I think that's something that I've made sure I practice on so I can excel in that level of the game as a running back.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously need a guy these days that could do a whole lot of different things. And, maybe if we put you at slot, you could be a slot receiver, and a guy that, could, be there, as a tailback, as a slot receiver, as a return specialist. I mean, having versatility certainly helps give you more opportunities to get on the field for sure. So, when you think about some of the guys that are in the league, is there maybe a guy in the league or that has been in the league that perhaps you model your game after or even look up to as a player?
I would say, growing up, looking up to players in the league, I was a big LaShawn McCoy fan. I was a big Adrian Peterson fan. Those guys were great. Matt Forte, and I even caught a little back end of LT's career. I mean, but that was before I could really even comprehend like actual football. But I just know I like the way LT played the game. So those guys are guys that I model my game after a lot.
Yeah, I mean, probably one of my favorite players. Not a lot of people know this, but one of my favorite players ever is Darren Sproles.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think about a guy like Darren Sproles, the first thing that a lot of people think of is, man, this guy is short. But dude, if you've ever seen this guy run, he is just lightning in the bottle, man. And the thing about him too is that despite his size, he is not going to back down against anybody. Even there in the backfield as a pass blocker, still, even with his size, you get a guy who is going to stand there and block just the crap out of the game, and really give it his all, like, there, play in and play out. So I kind of feel like you kind of have a little bit of that in you, if that sounds good. Does that sit well with you at all? I mean, are
Yes,
you comfortable
sir.
with that comparison there?
I am. I mean, coming from Mississippi, we don't really have a sports team, so everybody are big Saints fans. So my personal team growing up was the Steelers. That was my favorite team, but because everybody was Saints fans, I grew up watching Darren Sproles as well. And I always felt like, yeah, like, I mean, if he can make it, I can make it. I mean, size isn't really a thing. Really.
Well, I mean, there are ways to get guys like you the ball. I mean, giving you the ball in space. Give him the ball in space. Let him make the first guy miss, and who the hell knows what's going to happen? You're definitely going to get down the field and hopefully score. So, um, of all those times actually that you've had, all the memories that you had there at North Texas, is there maybe one game or one play that just kind of sticks out in your memory?
Yeah. Actually, my last game, my last North Texas touchdown against UTSA. It was
Nice.
crazy run.
Can you explain that just a little bit more, like the type of run that was and all that?
Okay, so we get the ball and our tackle gets beat. So as soon as I get the ball 5 yards in the backfield, the D tackle is right there, and he almost grabs me. I kind of dodge him, and then I go backwards. I dodge him again. I shake through the middle of the line. I like in the play total, I probably made like 6 people miss, and I end up squirting through the middle and scoring on a play that should have been a 5 yard tackle for loss. It's crazy.
Crazy, almost Barry Sanders esque there. When he's running this way and that way and this way and making everybody miss, and then finally, making squirting through and in scoring. So, fun stuff there. So, again, pretty decent athlete. Been an athlete in a lot of other sports as well growing up. So, can you maybe give me some, I don't know, some idea of perhaps some of the other sports that you've played throughout your well, throughout your life, really?
Oh yeah. So growing up, I was a huge football and baseball guy. Those are my only 2 sports. I was actually supposed to play baseball at junior college as well, but I ended up only being there for a semester, so that didn't work out. But in high school, I played football, baseball, basketball, track, and I also did powerlifting.
So, of all those things, the one that really comes to mind there is powerlifting. So, the interesting thing is, I feel like some guys that get to play this game of football, they don't really, I don't know, understand the whole purpose of like being in the weight room, lifting weights properly. Do you feel like that really helped you develop as a player? Just kind of getting in the weight room and doing your business there.
Absolutely. I mean, I always feel like, hey, I mean, if I'm not going to be the biggest, I want to be the strongest. If I'm not going to be the fastest, I want to be the quickest. I mean, I just always wanted to be the best at some category. And my mindset was never to be like, I want to be the strongest running back on the team. I want to be the strongest skill player. I wanted to be the strongest player on the team overall. Like D line, O line, everybody. And me competing with the D line and O line actually made me get super stronger.
Nice. So, I mean, obviously a guy that can get it done in the weight room. So, what would you say is your favorite lift of all time? Like, of you getting in there. What are you most proud of?
I'll say I'm most proud of my squat.
Gotcha. Can you give me a taste of maybe what that number is?
Last year the highest that I got was 605.
605. 605 ain't that bad, man. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
getting up in that 600 range, man. Like you're part of that 600 club. That's a pretty nice number there to have. So again, despite the size, I mean, you get a guy with very strong legs, which is really nice. I mean, you got a decent frame to you as a running back. I mean, 198 pounds, pretty solid there for sure. So, a couple other questions here I got for you. So, obviously you've played this game for a long time. Uh, if you had the opportunity maybe to go back and talk to your high school self, give him a little pointers or advice about how to get through this journey that you've been through, what kind of advice would you give him?
If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would just say keep going. Like, don't ever doubt yourself. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people that tell you can't do it, you're too small, not big enough. I mean, just keep working. Because I mean, growing up, I always had the mindset that I had to do more than the next person. So I mean, I don't have to go back and tell myself to work harder. Like, I think I worked as hard as I possibly could. I maxed out every single day. So I would just tell my younger self to stay the course.
Gotcha. And with all the coaches that have poured into you over the years, is there maybe one of those lessons from those coaches that still sticks with you today?
Yeah, I'll say Coach Choice, I mean, thousands of lessons. I mean, I can make a whole nother interview just on the things that he's taught me as a coach. But the one thing that stuck with me, I mean, just simple quote: "The hard work works. Hard work works," and that's just stuck with me.
Nice. So again, nice to be able to hear what some of these coaches have poured into you and making you into the person that you are. I do want to get a chance to meet who that person is outside of the game of football. So just kind of want to chat with you about really anything that you want to chat about, whether it be your interests, your hobbies, anything fun or unique about you that you want to share. Go ahead and give me a little something.
Okay, I'll say my hobbies. A hobby that I have is bowling. I actually love to bowl. Me and my friends, when we're back home, we probably go bowling like 4 times out of the week when everybody's like off for vacation and stuff. And I'm also like a big music guy. Like, I get like really deep into music.
So when you say deep into music, what does that mean? Does that mean that you're writing it, that you're listening, that you listen to a lot of it, you collect a lot of, what does that mean?
I dabble a little bit in the writing of music.
All
I mean,
right.
I write a couple things here or two, but I also mean that like, I just love music as a whole, and I just have a very broad field of what I listen to, like from every genre of music, and I like love to like study the music of like actually like breaking down the sounds and like listening to the beats and the lyrics and everything. I just music always been a big part of my life.
Gotcha. But what's in your head, like right before a game? Like you got like something that you got to listen to there in the locker room to get you kind of psyched up or something?
No, it's funny that you say that because the guys always laugh at me because I've always locked in. Like, I don't need a song, and like, I don't need a specific type of music or like hype music or anything to like get me going for the game. So before the game, one game, like, my headphones were really loud and they could hear like Michael Jackson like "Rock What You" playing through the headphones, and everybody was like laughing at me and stuff. Like, why are you listening to this before the game?
Hey man, it's good music. I don't know what the heck they're
So,
talking about. They need to, respect the goat there. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. So,
yeah.
um, love it. A few quick questions. So, just a few quick question answer business here. Favorite movie?
Oh, favorite movie. If I had to, I would say my favorite movie series
That's
is
fair.
The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games.
Gotcha. Favorite car?
Favorite car is a H2 Hummer.
All right, interesting there. So, um, uh, if there was the zombie apocalypse and you had to pick three dudes from that North Texas, a roster to be in your corner, um, who would you pick?
Are we talking players or just players or coaches as well?
Give me players.
All right, players. All right. I'm taking Dion Noville,
Of
our
course.
D tackle. I'm taking KD Davis, linebacker. And give me, let's see who I want. I'm gonna go with Khatib Lyles. That's my little brother right there.
Nice.
Taking
So
I go to war with him.
awesome. I was just kind of curious there. I mean, obviously, we don't mean to offend the other people that didn't get selected, but it's always interesting to see what people have to say about who they really want to have in their corner in such events. So,
Yeah.
obviously, a guy who is now working towards the draft, in preparation mode right now, working towards your pro day. When is that pro day for you? And right now, where are you training? And perhaps if there's any coaches you're training with.
Pro day for me is March 24th, and I'm training at Apex in Fort Worth right now. Great staff up there, great sprint coaches, speed coaches. I mean, I feel like I picked the best place possible for me.
Nice. And so, what sort of expectations or goals do you have for that pro day? You have any idea where you are with perhaps some of those drills? Can we get like a little nibble on that, or what?
I gotta wait to see the show. I don't want to put a lid on anything. I just know um, I want to run fast as possible. I want to be quick as possible, jump high as possible. I'll give you a nibble on the bench press and say that I'm almost 100% sure that I'll go 20 plus.
Sweet. That's an excellent number. So is that the one that you think you're most proud of then?
Um, Improvement wise, I'll say my 40 will definitely be the one I'm most proud of, just from where I started training, pro day training, and to where I've got now, and hopefully where I get by the time it's here. But naturally, yeah, I'll say that that bench is definitely the one I'm most proud of, because that's something that I worked hard for like my entire life.
Awesome. Definitely need to give a shout out to those guys at Apex for helping you get to where you are right now. And last thing for you, bud, I want to give you the opportunity to give your pitch to perhaps all those scouts that might be watching. So go ahead and tell them why you would make a good addition to their team.
I think I'll make a great addition to the team because I'm not a one-dimensional player. I mean, I can fit in almost any system offensively. I can help on special teams immediately. I'll be a great returner. I'm also just, from my teammates' opinions, that a great teammate. I mean, I'm not the guy that needs the spotlight or even wants the spotlight. I'm just a guy who just loves his team, loves playing football, and I love to win more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think each and every team out there needs to get a guy like you, man. Needs to have a guy that can play a whole lot of different positions and just kind of add to like a lot of different facets to the team. You figure once again, like you had mentioned, I mean, being a return specialist, being a running back, maybe playing in the slot, a lot of things that you can add to a team. So and again, a guy, despite his size, is one tough SOB. So I mean, got to give this guy a shot for sure. So DeAndre, thanks for having this interview with me, bud.
Yes, sir.
Once again, I got with me DeAndre Torrey. He's a running back out of North Texas. Definitely check him out.